We're just going to go through our sun salutations. So we start off with the right arm. So I'll mirror you, so it's my other arm, but it's going to be your right arm. We go way up towards the ceiling and then stretching all the way out. And then we go with the other arm. So it's the left arm reaching all the way up and stretching out. And then we go for both arms all the way up as high as we can, and then reaching all the way out, really trying to make that a great big circle as we come down. Lovely. Then we go to do a couple of scoops and open. So we scoop under this way and come in. And then we do it to the other side and come in. Then we're going to reverse the scoops. So then we go out the way with the first arm and out the way with the second arm. So just a little bit different. That first one's like a stretch and this one's more of a kind of scoop and lean out. Once we've done our scoops, we then do our classic roll down. So starting with the head and going as low as you like. If you want to go all the way to your feet, you can. And then taking a wee breath here. And then we roll back up and we bring our arms out to the side. So I can come all the way out, but of course, if you're working in a smaller space, you might have to come in a wee bit. We're then going to twist the back, keeping the feet and the hips where they are. And as we do this, we're going to sprinkle our fingers as if we're sprinkling lots of magic dust or leaves or snow or whatever you want to imagine that sprinkle is. And we'll do 4 of these. So if you go around and you feel your hips starting to go, you've gone too far. So keeping our knees facing the camera, so it's really just working in our upper back there. And then we just come back down. And then if you want to do like a wee roll the shoulder or a wee mini stretch there before we do our second time, then that's fine as well. So we'll go for that one 3 times through, just nice and slow, waking up the body after the weekend. Lovely, everyone. Fantastic. Well done. We'll move on to our settle because our settle's a little bit longer today. So yeah, just allows us to kind of warm up a little bit more. So we're going to go with the autumnal theme, seeing as it is November officially now. But we're going to imagine that we are walking through some forests or a park or anywhere where there's a great big oak tree. So we're going with the images of trees today. So we're going to start off just by marching and crunching our leaves through. So I'll move back a little bit so you can see my feet properly. What we want to imagine is that we're trying to, it's quite difficult, but really trying to pick up our the balls of our feet. So we're definitely leading with the heel first. So hopefully you can see that. So I'm not going toe first. I'm really trying to push with the heel. You might need to put your feet out a little bit more, but we really want to try and get that heel strike all the way to the floor. If you want to keep it quite small, that's fine. Or if you want to really bring the knees up as high as you're able to, then of course that's fine as well, just wherever your bodies are feeling today after the weekend. So after we crunch through our leaves, we're then going to start to step over the logs and step over the twigs. So this time, again, if you've got a seat with arms, this might be a little bit more tricky, but if you've got a seat that can swivel, we want to try and think about stepping over the logs. So we go to the side, and then stepping back, just like that, that's it. And then we go to the other side. So if you've got the space, you can keep doing that. If you don't really have the space, you can just keep your hips where they are and just think about kind of, yeah, moving your feet to the diagonal if you're not able to fully swivel. So whichever option we're doing, we're stepping over our logs. Once we've stepped over their logs, we're then going to bring our arms up like branches. So we're going to start off by like bringing our fingers in like twigs, just on the forest floor. And then as we come up, we're going to keep stamping the feet as if we're crunching through the leaves, and our arms are going to become really big branches. And they're just kind of gently moving in the wind. If it's a bit much to do both the arms and the feet, I'm happy for you to just do the arms and think a bit more of the back. Again, if you're thinking, nope, bring on Monday and want a challenge, then by all means bring in the feet a little bit as well. Of course, if there's any shoulder issues like Sarah has, you can just do one arm, you can do one arm with one leg, or yeah, just wherever you're feeling, but we want to try and get this kind of tree blowing in the wind kind of motion. But just like an oak tree, we're thinking that our hips and our pelvis, our legs, they are the great big trunk, and these arms are like wee tiny branches. So they're moving lots, but actually our hips aren't moving at all. So they're not swinging away around, they're staying nice and strong. Once we've done all of our branches with our arms, then it's going to come into the trunk. So we're going to bring our arms out, and our trunk is going to sway a little bit more. So we're going to do some more of these kind of twisty motions like we did during our sun salutation. Sorry, ow, I just rattled my hand off the door on my phone a wee bit. So we're swinging around this way a couple of times, keeping our arms going. Now we're going to try and bring some tilts in, so really trying to go with our trunk, our back to each side. And you can keep the arms straight if that feels easiest for you, or you can keep the arms kind of doing anything you fancy. Yeah, just really trying to warm up the shoulders, warm up the elbows. If you want to even bring it into the wrists and stuff as well, you can. There we go. And to finish off with our tree, that we are being the tree, we're going to do some little arches all the way up, so as if we're opening up to the sun. So having the arms nice and high, kind of looking up to the sun. And then we're going to turn into a weeping willow and kind of curve over. So you don't need to go to the side, but I'll just show you what my back's doing. So I'm curving over, and I'm not going all the way down. I'm just trying to kind of drop my shoulders and drop my head and kind of send that to the floor. Same as when I open up, I'm not like coming away forward or away back. I'm staying nice and straight. It's just my head and the top of my back that's is arching up. And then the same when I curve over. So the idea is we want to try and keep this part here quite straight and quite engaged. It's just the top. Lovely. So after we've done that a couple of times, oh sorry, I've cancelled it. Yeah. Once we've done that a few times, we're then going to let the leaves fall. So now after we've finished off our curve, we're then going to have the leaves to fall. We've done this a few times before. So our hands are going to turn into the leaves, and we're just imagining them kind of tumbling through the wind. So they might be kind of quite dry, crunchy leaves. So they might be kind of breaking in the wind, or they might be just nice kind of big flat leaves and they can be gently kind of tossing through like this. They can be tumbling like over and under one another. They can be a wee up high, way down low, but trying to think about getting the leaves everywhere. So can we get it like down in the corner here? Maybe we can even get some leaves kind of tumbling behind us. That's it, just so it's not kind of the leaves falling in front of us all the time. Yeah, where else can they go? And if your leaves end up intertwined with someone else's leaves that's dancing along with you, that's absolutely fine. Lovely, then we're just going to let those leaves come out and down, nice and slow, and then we're going to do that another twice. So the leaves come up and out, and then one last time, the leaves come up and out, but instead of coming all the way down, we're going to let the leaves fall on top of our head here. That's it, and then the leaves are just going to fall all the way down onto the shoulders and then down onto the legs, and then that's it. That's us. So it's quite an upper body focused kind of settle. So if at any point you're, if you're doing it really, really big and you want to bring it a bit smaller to have a break, that's not a problem. ideal. So we're going to go with some proper leg work now. So we're going to start off with a couple of leg swings. So starting with this leg first, we're going to kind of swing across. Oh, I've got really sore hips today. And then kind of swing back, swing across and down. So we're kind of thinking about is if you were going to like cross your legs over, that's kind of where you want to be, and you're just kind of swinging the hip and swinging and down. That's it. So we'll do that another 2 times. So we go swing inwards as if you're going to cross your legs, swing outwards, swing in and down, and swing inwards and out and in and down. You might hear a lot of crunching and clicking, as I am, and that's fine. Again, you don't have to bring your leg up too high. You can just kind of keep it quite low and down. Even the low version is still getting into that hip joint and getting lots of warmth in there, so it's not a problem about height as long as we're getting that swingy motion. Once we've done that, we're then going to try and do a kind of circular motion with our knee. So imagine we've got like a bit of chalk on our knee. We're going to try and do a great big circle and in. So it's quite tricky. So again, you don't have to bring it up too high. You can just kind of keep it quite low and it's still doing the job. Again, we'll do another 2 of them. So rather than going in this time, we're going outwards and in, and again, outwards and in. Let's try that just from the very, very beginning. So we start off with this leg. We swing in as if we're crossing our legs, swing out and swing in. It comes down. That's it. Other leg in and out and in and down. Then we do a great big circle. So we go outward first. Oh, sorry, no, we don't. We go inward first. So we go in and down. Then we do the other leg. We go in and down. And then we go outward this time. So then this time we go out and in and out. I may have just done the same thing there. I'm not very good with the outwards and inwards, but as long as we're doing some sort of circular motion with our hips there, that's all fine. Once we've done that, we're then going to do a ski motion. So we did this last week with Sarah. So then we're going to bring the leg out. So it's nice and straight. We're really trying to think about that leg being as straight as we can into our heel. And then it comes in like a little crossing ski. It comes out again and down and again out and in and out and it comes down. Another couple of wee things here. We're then going to lift the first leg up and over again. So our toes are pointing up. Hopefully you can see that. And then just have a wee gentle stretch. So we're going to go out. We're going to lean over just to stretch a little bit. We come back and then that one comes in. Then we do the other leg. It goes out. We lean over. We come back and we go in. And then to finish off, we're just going to do a couple of stamps just to really get that, just to get the kind of stamping energy in. So then we're just going to finish with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've got downstairs neighbours, so I can't really be too heavy on my feet, but if you really want to kind of stamp right in there to warm up your feet as well, then by all means go for it. We'll go through it one more time because there's a lot of kind of swinging in kind of different directions, and then we'll go through it with some music. So we start off with our swing in and an out and in and out. Then again, we swing in. Oh, my hips are really feeling that today. In and we come down. That's it. Then we do our circle. So we circle out the way first and in, out the way first and down. Then we go in the way. Yes. Let's make it that if I didn't make it that first time. In the way and down. Lovely. Then after that we do our ski. So we ski out and we come in and out and in. Other leg, we come in, out and in. Then we bring that leg out, have just a wee stretch of lean over, come back up, foot in, next one goes out, we came over, come back, and in. Then we stamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Fabulous. We'll go through it with some music. We'll try it twice through. Nice, everyone. Thank you very much. Lovely. So then we'll just do another little bit of arms. So hopefully our arms should be nice and warmed up after everything that we've done so far. It goes up, just like we did on the sun salutation. This one's going to come out, and then it's going to curve over. So hopefully you can see my hand. It looks like a little kind of horn, and we're going to bring that out, and then it's going to come down and scoop straight out. So it's a little bit quicker. So we come out, make a wee horn, it comes down and out. So once we make that wee horn, it's the fingers that are kind of leading the hand down to scoop out and then out to the side. Lovely, and then we do it again with the other one. So then we scoop out, sorry, we don't scoop out, we go up, make a wee horn, we go down and it scoops out. And then we do them both at the same time, so then both come up, make our little horn, and it comes down and we scoop out. That's it, so we have our arms out nice and straight. Lovely, then from here, we have our matador kind of red scarf. So we want to imagine that there's a bull right in front of us and we want it to charge at the red scarf. So we bring this hand in first, but keep the other hand where it is. And then we're going to grab an imaginary red scarf, throw it out and back in, throw it out and back in. Then we're going to open back up to here again. So we're resetting, bring the other arm in, grab the scarf, throw it out and in, and out and in. Lovely. When we throw our scarf, hopefully you can see it a bit better if I do it here on my door. You can just kind of bring the arms out and in if you like, or if you want a wee bit extra flourish, you can think about kind of leading with your wrists and then flicking as you come in. So you're really imagining like you're like flicking that flag. It's quite sore on the forearms, that one. You'll definitely feel a bit of the old burn. So if you just want to do it once and then do it normally the rest of the time, that's fine. But yeah, just again, a wee added extra challenge if you fancy it. Let's just go over that one more time. So we go out, and horn, and down to the side. Then up, horn, down to the side. Both arms, horn, and to the side. Then it comes in. We go out, and out, and out. Open back up. That's it. Then the other arm out, and out, and out, and in, and lower. Let's just leave it there for today because we've already done quite a lot of upper body sort of stuff. So this is just a wee added extra. So we'll try it with some music. This one might be a little bit more pacey. So we'll try it twice through with the music, and then if we've got time, we might do it once more. Fab, so we're going to go into a little bit of face stuff. So I'm just going to come ever so slightly closer so you can actually see my face. Lovely, hello. So yeah, we're going to be working with the images of the tarot cards. So all the cards with all the different kind of people and characters on them, all meaning sort of different things. But we're going to kind of embody those characters and bring them out in our faces, and it's going to be hopefully very fun. So to start off with, we're just going to kind of, to get ourselves in the moment, we're going to stack our cards. So we're just going to bring the arm here, then the other arm on top, and then we're just going to do that again, kind of like that kind of mashed potato thing. I don't know if you, I used to do that when I was wee, it was like the stacked potato thing. Anyway, we go here, we go the next one, and then that one again, and then that one again. And then just to warm up our hands, we're just going to shuffle. I know this isn't how you shuffle cards, but artistic license. Shuffle. And then the first one that we're going to have is the High Priestess. So this whole exercise is kind of open to interpretation. We're going to imagine we're a high priestess. So something big with the arms and something very grand with the face. So it might be like one arm up and then something very posh looking. It might be something that's a bit more kind of like, you know, queen-like, maybe a little crown, anything that you think would embody a high priest or a high priestess, and then bringing that into our face. So let's try that. So we go stack and stack, stack again, and we shuffle, and our very posh high priestess, whatever it is. So it could be this, it could be this, it could be that. Lovely. Oh, a lot of us went for the crown. I like it. Lovely. And then we bring it back in again. So we stack again and again and again. Shuffle the cards. And then this time it's the lovers. Oh, so something that might signify being in love. So it might be a big hug and a big smile. It could be like one of those little cartoon ones like that. It could be just making a big love heart, drawing a big love heart, anything that you think would look like someone who's very much in love. So let's just try that. So we've stacked, we've shuffled, and then we go to our lovers. So I'm going to go for a big hug. Lovely. Oh, we've got a wee love heart there from Anne. Oh, lovely. Oh, Eileen's going for the big hug as well. Fabulous. So wherever we are, if it's a love heart, whatever it is, we're going to bring it back in for a stack, 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 shuffle the cards. And then to finish off with, my favourite one is the Fool. So something that might be a jester in a court or someone just kind of acting the goat, as we say in Glasgow. So some sort of funny face and kind of funny hands, arms, whatever you like. So we shuffle and we go for the Fool. So I'm going to go. Lovely. Oh, nice. So the funniest face that we can. Lovely. So, and then that's us finished that one. So even though we're doing some stuff with our arms, it's really a face exercise. So for the High Priestess, really thinking very grand, very posh. And same for the lovers, like totally like big cheesy smiles or, you know, something like that. And then the same for the Fool is kind of ridiculous as we can be with our face. That's what we're going for. Lovely. Oh, we were like a pure royal court there. Fabulous. Grand. So I'll just pop back to my normal seated position. So we're going to think about coming up off the chair just now. Lovely. So coming back then to the image of the oak tree, we're just going to imagine that our feet are growing into our roots. So they're thinking about the energy, if you like, for a better word, kind of going through the heels into the toes, really making sure our toes are spread nice and wide. Then we're going to imagine that those roots are growing all the way up to our hips, and it's those roots that are going to help us stand up nice and tall with that lovely good posture that we had at the very beginning. So we're just going to do a little rock forward as if we're kind of swaying in the breeze again. If you want to have your hands loose, you can do. We're going to go 1, and then I started counting before telling you what I was counting towards, sorry. We're going to count to 3, and then on 3, that's when we're going to come up and really imagine those roots plant us into the ground. So we have 1 and a 2, grow our roots, 3, the roots go through the ground and they help us come up. Fab. So moving to beside your chair. Now, I think I've mentioned this before, this isn't much of a bar for me, so I'm just going to move this out the road, and I'll probably just do it without or just do it with my door. But again, yeah, if you've got your chair there, then that's absolutely fine. So to start off with, our bar is going to just start off with a couple of wee bends or plies, just so that we can kind of wake up the legs a little bit more. So hopefully you can see me okay. I'll these up a little bit. So we start off with just some bends, so our feet are together in parallel. We're going to just bend down and then come up, and then another wee one, a wee plie, and then we come up. Lovely. Now you might want to have a wee bar for this one. We're going to bring one foot up and try and touch our ankle, and then come back down, and then the other one, go for the ankle, and back down. If you want a wee extra challenge, we can do that again, or for the second time, you can bring it up to the knee, and then back down, and then the knee, and back down. Again, if you'd rather just do the ankle for both, that's absolutely fine, no problem. So we do 2 bends, and 2 bends, and then we go ankle, and an ankle. If you want an extra challenge, we do the knee, or both ankles again. And then if you fancy, you can try and come up onto just a wee rise onto the toes. We're just bringing our heels up onto the toes just for a wee second or two. So just up and then back down. Lovely. We're going to bring our foot forward, so it's kind of like pointing forward, and then we're going to step onto that foot and then come back and back. Then we do the other leg, so we come forward, we step. We can just keep it here, or again, if you want a wee extra challenge whilst holding onto the bar, you can bring that back foot off just for a wee second before bringing back down and down. You don't have to, you can keep your feet on at all times as well if you feel more comfortable doing that. So let's just quickly go over that one more time, then we'll try it twice through with the music. So we go 2 pliés, that's the second one there. And then, oh sorry, I forgot what I'm doing already. 2 bends, yes, 2 bends. And then we go to the ankle and down. Other foot to the ankle, down. And then a wee extra challenge if you want it, a bit higher. And a bit higher. Lovely. Then that first foot goes out. We do a wee step forward. We come back and in. We step out, forward, back in, and back in. Lovely. And then to finish off, we're just going to do wee pads of the feet. So again, hopefully you can see my feet okay in this. But we're just going to just kind of, I'll maybe see it better from the side, but we're just going to kind of pop onto the heels as if we're like kind of padding through like a wee horse or something, just to kind of warm up the heels and the rest of the foot. So we're just going to do that 8 times. Again, you can hold on to something if that feels more comfortable. That's it. Alrighty, so we'll go through this twice through without stopping. So we'll just go ahead and do a little bit more of our actual dancing routine. So we're going to start off with some, we call them balances, but they're quite like if you've done like kind of country dancing, like the wee kind of like pas de base that you do there as well. So we're going to start off by going to this side. So we do a wee step, then this foot kind of comes beside it, and then we go weight onto that foot, weight onto this foot. That's it. So I'll do that again. So we go step, foot comes in, we do a wee rock and a wee rock. Lovely. One more time. So we go step 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Then when this foot comes off, that's going to make a new one. So then we step 1, and then this one comes in, 2, 3. Lovely. Let's try both of them together again. So we go step, rock, and back. Next one, step, rock, back. Let's try that again a wee bit faster. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. So I'm stepping quite far because I've got the room, but you don't have to step so far. You can just kind of go just to hip width. If you feel more comfy doing that, that's absolutely fine. Let's try then, if you just want to keep it as the balances, that's totally fine. If you want a wee extra challenge, we'll add in a wee bit of arms just now as well. So our arms are going to be out to the side, and whatever way we're stepping, yeah, that arm's going to come in. So the arms on their own will go 1, 2, 3, then out, and then it'll come in 1, 2, 3. That'll be quite fast because it's moving with the feet. So the arms will go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. So we've got the feet, we've got the arms. Let's try and add them together. So we're stepping this way. So it's this arm that's coming in. We go 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. If swapping the arms is quite a lot for the brain, then that's totally fine. We can even just practice just keeping the arms just out and kind of not doing too much just now, and then we can kind of start to bring that in. But if you fancy the challenge straight away, go for it. Alrighty, so let's just try them one more time then. It's quite tricky. So it goes, and 1, 2, 3, and change, 2, 3. From here, we are going to stretch it. So from here, we're then going to, I don't have any more room. The arm that's curved in, or just the right arm here, is going to reach out, and we'll step, and then we do it to the other side, out, and step. So again, if you've got the room, think about stepping with that leg and stepping with that leg as well. That's it, yeah, just to bring it up a little bit. And as well, if your ceiling's not too low, really think about reaching up as high as you can, maybe even looking at that hand, and then the same here, looking at that hand. But that's all depending on the space, so understand that that might not be able for everyone. So once we've done our last balancing, we then step out. So we drop that last hand, and we come in, and we reach out, and come in, and then we're going to go all the way to this side again with both hands, that's it. And then we're going to sweep round in a wee circle. Lovely. So we stretch out to this side. Whatever way the arms are coming, that's the way we're going to start turning, and we're just going to do some wee steps to turn. And then we keep our hands here once we're finished. So just kind of on that opposite hip. That is an awful lot of information. So let's go through it again. So arms are out before we start. We go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Step and reach, then step and reach. Both arms reach out to the side, and then we sweep them round and do a little step as we turn. Lovely. Let's go through it one more time, and then we'll try just that much with the music. So again, if you want to just keep your hands here, totally fine. I'll do the hands for those of you that fancy a wee challenge. So ready? And we go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Step and a step. Then our arms swing down to this side. We push round and step, step, step. I'll just go over that wee last bit quickly there. There's a couple of wee things I should have mentioned. When we do our last wee balance, say, rather than rocking back onto that foot because we're about to step onto it, we go do, do, we don't put the foot down. Think about just stepping straight into it. So that's quite tricky. So if you go from this one, do, then to this side, 2, 3. Think about stepping straight onto that foot and then straight onto that one. Once this arm's in the air, this one's just down. Think about swinging that arm down and it almost kind of catches the left one for them both to reach up. So do that again, just in case anyone missed it. So the arm's reaching up, it swings down, keeps it nice and straight, it never ever bends, and it never ever bends, that's it. And then as we swoop round. Lovely. Then the only other thing is, when we reach this side, try not bring them up too high, because then we don't get to see your lovely faces. So just to kind of no higher than sort of shoulder height. If you want to keep them a bit lower, that's fine, as we scoop. Right, I've done enough a lot of talking there. Let's try it with some music and see how we get on. So we'll try it 3 times through, because I'm feeling mean, and then we'll reconvene and see how we get on. Gorgeous, that looks lovely. Very, very calming as well, lovely. So to finish off with then, so once we've kind of swung round this way, we're then going to do our little kind of like, you know how we did our little ski feet at the start. So we're not going to cross them over, but we are going to think about kind of like skiing out. So it's not coming up off the ground, but we're thinking about that kind of down to come up and down to come up. So if you've got a slidey floor, be careful that we don't slide around too much. But once think of it almost like we're ice skating across the floor, and keeping our hands on our hip as well. So the way I'm thinking this is if we're like one of those high priests or high priestesses at like a big fancy ball, and we've just finished with our partner and we're kind of skating off to find another partner to dance with. So I don't have a lot of room, so I'm just kind of skating side to side. And again, if you're even smaller than this, you can even think about just kind of keeping it on the spot as well. Yeah, not a problem. So we've just finished our big swing round to this side. We hold the arms here, and then we skate, and we skate, and we skate. That's it. And again, stepping is also just an option if that feels more comfortable for you. But we want to try and think about our bend, whether we're skating or whether we're stepping. That's it, just to get some different height in there. Lovely. And then to finish off, so we'll do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then the arms are going to swing back round to the left, just like we did. But instead of stopping here, they're going to come up all the way into that kind of high priestess-like. That's it, yes. So again, you can face me, or if you want to be extra challenged, you can think about looking up to the ceiling as well, and then come back down. Lovely. So just one more time, we've scooped up to this side. So this is the first one. We swing round and we do a little steppy turny thing. We pause and then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Arm comes round, keeps going, High priestess. Lovely. And then we'll just bring our arms down. Fab. So I'll just go over that with no music from the very, very beginning, just so we can think about how it all links through. So we start with the arms out. We go for a 1, 2, 3. And a 1, 2, 3. Step out. And step out. Arm comes down to this side. And then we push round all the way round here. We pause, then we skate and skate, skate and skate. Arms come round, little windmill and up. Ooh, lovely. So anytime our arms are kind of moving through, especially on this one before we do our swipe, you might not be able to see, but I'm really trying to reach my fingers out as wide as possible. If my hands are a little bit kind of like the fingers that we do for the settle, when I kind of push round, I'm not getting a lot of momentum. So we really want to think as if we're trying to push a great big boulder as we spin round, and it'll just help us get a little bit more momentum, and yeah, it just kind of looks a little bit more like elongated. All right, let's try it from the very beginning, then we'll go 3 times through just to finish off with, and then that'll be us, and we'll do a wee cool down. So we're still going kind of nice and slow, not speeding up too much yet, but even though we're slow, yeah, really thinking about reaching out as far as we can, really thinking about if we can like bend just a little tiny bit lower, if we can stretch a bit further out, just for the last couple of times. Lovely, very, very nice. Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone. We've got a couple of minutes left. So we're just going to do a gentle cool down. So we're going to start off, since we've done a lot of shouldery sort of stuff, we're just going to start off by drawing a great big circle with one shoulder and the other. Really see if you can try and make the shoulder like touch your ear. You're drawing such a big circle. That's it. So we're going back first. And once we've done 4 of them, let's call that 4. We're then going to reverse it and come forward, forward, and forward, and forward. Lovely. Then we're just going to do a wee gentle roll down. So we're not going all the way to the floor. Again, you don't have to turn to the side. I'll just show you. So we're just thinking about tucking our chin in and just leaning over together a little tiny bit. So we're not going all the way down like we would normally do in our seated one. We're just kind of thinking about, yeah, sending the head down, stretching the top of the neck, and then we'll come up. And then we'll do it again, and this time just kind of thinking about reaching the arms out diagonally in front, and you should hopefully get a wee stretch in your shoulder as well. Back to your shoulders. Lovely, then coming up. And then we're just going to do a couple of wee deep breaths in as we do our little plays that we did in our bar. So we're going to bend and breathe in. And out. Do that again, bend and breathe in. And out. Same thing again, but this time we'll bring in our arms. So we bend, breathe in, arms come up, and we bring them all the way down. And again, bend and breathe in. Yeah, and if you like, as you breathe out, you can bring your hands into that little kind of prayer position that we did in the sun salutation.